Happy New Year.
My ghetto fireworks.
Happy Saturday, you guys, and welcome to
Girl What? Podcast.
This is Lo Main.
And this is the elusive Esther Jade. And we are doing, what's the title of this
It's
episode?
called Girl What? You still making resolutions or not?
Nah.
Right, or not. Emphasis on that.
Well, we're going to jump right in to our first segment. You know, what's the tea, sis? So, new year, new things, right?
Indeed.
Right?
Indeed. New. Well, some things new, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, other things it's required for you to bring into the new year, but it's only positive, good vibes only. That's definitely what we bring into the new year. So, yeah, girl.
I'm bringing real vibes.
Real good vibes, okay?
Well, of course.
Well,
Good
I'm gonna
is
say-
insinuated, but, sometimes you got to get real.
But you're always real.
That's true.
Yeah. So I was
So,
about to
I
say
guess
that's nothing new.
Yeah.
That's you. So
Same old me. So we have the January celebrations would be Poverty Awareness Month. I did some work with VCU with Daily Planet. I don't even know if that's still a thing now. But I did do some community service with you at Liberation, the church known as Liberation Church.
Yep.
Okay. And can you tell our listeners a little bit more about the work they do with the community, especially the low-income community?
yes. So we actually do a few things. Just as Esther mentioned, she had come with us one year. So every year we shut down the church one Sunday a month. One Sunday during the summer. I apologize. And then we actually go out for what we do called Kindness 62. So there are 62 square miles in the state of Richmond, the city of Richmond, and pretty much all of our members just go out and serve the community. So that could be anything from we have some schools that we've adopted. So we call doing that beautification day. So of course this happens in the summer before school starts. So that's going and cleaning up the schools, making it great for appearance for the kids before school starts. We go to random gas stations and give out gift cards for people to be able to use. We go to hospitals. We have like a crochet club. So they crochet little hats and mitts and stuff for the NICU babies. And so we deliver those. What else do they do? They go out to feed the homeless. And then they'll also go to like the different emergency personnel. So they'll go like to different cops headquarters and different fire stations and stuff and just pass out, sweets and, just stuff to say thank you. And then also we have our food pantry that happens on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And of course, with the food pantry, that's free. Anybody, you don't have to have any special requirements to come in. If you need food, just come in, get what you need. So definitely just also kind of like what you were saying too, with the homeless population, that's definitely, I know we've spoken about it before, but that's, just kind of reiterating, that's something that is near and dear to our hearts, just because people act like they're so high and mighty, but at any moment, especially in today's times, that could be any of us.
We're all have-nots.
Yeah, exactly. That part, for sure.
One paycheck away.
That's the truth, so it's just like,
I'm more like a couple, but okay.
Look, on the verge somewhere. But, it's just definitely just one of those things that, giving back to the community and again, with it being the Poverty Awareness Month, making these things known, because a lot of people don't realize, or even some people don't even know that they are facing poverty. So it's just like they've learned to make do with what they have, and they've learned to appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. So yep.
You don't know you're poor until
somebody pretty much tells you.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. So are there any other celebrations that are going on in January?
That's it.
Awesome. Okay, so
well, I mean, there's MLK Day.
Right. I was about to say we have MLK,
to you.
and then I was about to say, look, for us and look, I was about to say, I know you'll probably give me a side eye that the people can't see, but we have some birthdays for both of our sons.
Yep.
I would say both of our sons'
Capricorn
birthdays.
boys. Why did I say Cancer?
Because you love us. Because you love us, okay?
Of course.
But yeah,
Forever and
our kids, our boys are having birthdays in the middle of the month as well. So that'll be something to look forward to.
1 year closer to 18.
Not for me. For you.
Give us free. Give us free.
Give us free. If you don't know where that's from, it's from Amistad.
That's right.
But I was about to say, so next, we're going to talk about how did you bring in 2026?
Oh, I have a funny story.
Oh, God.
So I was supposed to go to the Fireside Gala, but that got canceled.
Right.
And so, I'm on Meetup, and occasionally I'll see little things out there. And one of the groups that I was a part of was doing like a New Year's Eve thing. There was games. You bring food, and there was going to be drinks there, and they were going to do karaoke. So I was like, I'm down for some good karaoke, girl. And so I went, and most of the people were older than me by like 10 to 30 years, 35 years. And, it had a certain aesthetic. Just me and another person were the only people of color in the room. There was an Indian guy that was there. I mean, that doesn't bother me. But as soon as they had the karaoke come out, I was on it.
Of course.
And
wouldn't expect anything else.
I know you know. But you've heard me sing, and I think I take for granted that just being in the Black community and being raised in the church,
right,
and coming from a musical gospel family, I can sing.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a good thing to take for granted, but I'm going to just say this. A lot of those melanin deficient people were just amazed, and I'm like, excuse me? Like,
oh my word, you
I
have
know,
a voice.
and they kept complimenting. Look, I said thank you, but it's just really awkward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I ended with this one song, was it Whatever Lola Wants? Sarah Vaughan's rendition, and there was this older guy, he was about in his 70s, who literally made a beeline for me as I was leaving and asked if he could have a moment of my time. He asked me if he could have go out for coffee and have 15 to 20 minutes of my time. And I looked him straight in the eye. I said, it's going to cost you. And dude was like, I can pay it. I said, we shall see. So we stepped out.
Shout out to Mr. 70.
Yeah. Well, let's just say.
Chomp, chomp.
Listen, I say that to get rid of him.
Oh.
One or two things can happen.
Yeah.
You give me what I want, or you go away.
Yeah.
Either way, it's
you're
a
good.
great date.
I was about to say, you're good either
because
way.
I was not trying to pick up no sand, because I'm trying to go to the beach solo, if you know what I mean. All right. So yeah, I was just trying to go there and have a good time, because I was like, man, I just want to go to bed. It wasn't even midnight when I left. And, that was, let's just say, that was interesting.
Yeah. To be a fly on the wall.
Oh.
To be a fly on the wall.
Oh, I know.
I was going to say, I, of course, went to church, but I laugh because, so I'm going to give you a little background. So typically we're always at church until midnight. Like, it's a regular thing. But, once you put a title to something, it makes it seem different. So this year they said they were having an after party after the service. So like
church after party?
I'm gonna tell you, Liberation gets lit. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. There was a DJ. Like, we've had B Sounds plenty of years. Like, but this year we had like,
I feel like I should
one of the members do it, who is also like in music making. But it's funny because the after party, and it's like this year, because they put a name to it, I just sat there and I was so tired. Like, I was like, I'm ready to go home. My bed is calling my name. Like, I was so tired. And it's so funny because, like, my friend that I rode with, she and I are typically, like, we have this running joke where we call ourselves, like, the last impressions, because we're, like, always the last people to leave church. And so we're not even joking. We're usually at church, like, at least an hour after, just talking. When I tell you, by 12:30, we were at home. And I was wrapping up to, like, get myself in my burrito position to go to bed. Like, that's what it was. And then the next day, I was about to say, we had something to do with Culture Mix, so I had to force myself to get up. But I slept as long as I could, because I'm like, oh, this will be a season of rest, and I will not take it for granted. So, like, definitely it was super chill. But I was like, I'm old. I feel myself getting old. My bed is calling me. I call my bed Bay, and I was like, Bay is calling. I was like, Bay, I'm gonna be home soon. Don't worry. Like, so, you know, it was just one of those things. So it was super chill here too.
Well, I liked the way I ended it because I got home in time to ring in the new year with
the babies.
Yeah. Oh, well, my daughter was with his father.
Okay.
Her father, excuse me. And, you know, me and my son did our thing, and then I called my daughter, and it was really sweet. I've been the last few years with them. But moving on, let's talk about any of the recordings that stood out in 2025 for you.
For me, I have a couple. I would say I really liked, of course, our first episode, just because it was just, you know, us getting those jitters out, and then it's like it ended up really well. But then, of course, the what is it? Concoctions and Clauses.
Oh, I was about to say that's my favorite
because
one.
it was like, you know,
Rah-rah.
just it was very high energy, and then, you know, drinks were good. Shout out to the Informal
Podcast. Have us on your show. Thank you.
I was going to say, and Chrissy T for
yes,
wonderful drinks. So
she's awesome.
Definitely, that's what stood out to me. What about you?
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Like,
Point
hands
blank,
down,
period.
because we got to get loud. We laughed, you know.
Had food.
Yes, we had plenty of food. Also, I love the bag of questions and how we
got to finish that. I still have them.
Good. We'll have a part 2.
Indeed. All right, so quickly, last thing. We already said it, but New Year's resolutions. Did you make any? Have you ever made any in the past?
I will continue to be kind, not nice.
That's good.
I stand on business on that.
Stand on business. 10 toes down.
That's right.
Period.
Yep. And yourself?
No resolutions. Let me say, I was going to say, I'm still, you know, I'm not wearing my heart on my sleeve, but still, you know, if there's a man out there for me, then I'm going to find him kind of thing. But that ain't a resolution. That's just hey, I'm here. Hello, it's me.
Is it me you're looking for?
We both singing different songs.
Oh, you Adele and I'm Lionel?
I was doing Adele right. The old and the new.
Look, this is why Michelle has us on here. Look, it's not that I don't believe in resolutions. I did make an addition to that to read more.
Yeah.
I got rid of my Amazon Prime. Down with the establishment, y'all. And so I have plenty of books to read, and so I'm going to start off with reading at least an hour a day.
And you know that you say that now. One thing I did try to challenge myself to do was read a book a month.
Good luck with that.
But you know, I don't read. I listen to Audible, so it's easier for me to be able to.
I mean, isn't the same?
Do.
You're still learning?
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but for me, reading when I'm actually reading a physical book, no, it's going to end up being like my nighttime, like my lullaby, because I will be knocked out. But if I listen to it, then I can get engaged because I hear somebody's voice, and it's like they're pretty much, you know, acting it out or making it entertaining. So that definitely, the narrator will definitely help me out.
Well, I will add one thing to it. I found an old college paper, my English 200, and it was like a 23-page paper I wrote on the coming of age of sexuality based on my own experience. And so now I was reading back to it, and I realized I was a little feminist.
I'm about to say, are you wanting? Look, I'm about to say you could read that and make it an Audible book.
Oh, I'm gonna redo it and morph it into up till now.
To now, oh
yeah. I mean, before, if I wouldn't even call myself a feminist, I'd call myself a womanist because feminist is too closely in line with white women, where a womanist is a black term, a term coined by a black woman, meaning that it centers women and children who are the vulnerable. People of society. So I would define myself as a womanist. And when you center the most vulnerable, everybody thrives off of that, right? So yeah, that's another little thing. Revamp that paper.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting to read.
Well, we're going to head into our ad. We'll see you guys when we get back.
Hey, welcome back to Girl What Podcast. This is your girl, Lil Maine.
And this is Esther Jade.
So if you are just tuning in, this episode is called Girl What? You still making resolutions or nah? So this segment, we are going to be going into love, baby, and other grown folks business.
Yeah.
So specifically, we talking about, it's all about me. Well, sorta.
Yeah.
So.
Let me ask you a question, Lo.
Okay.
What's your biggest I'm choosing me this year decision? Late 2025, early 2026.
For me, no is a complete sentence, and I'm standing on it.
Okay.
Last year, and I had to get called out in a sense for this, which it wasn't bad, but it was definitely an eye-opening moment. Somebody told me that I had a God complex, which was very true. Because
Can you explain to people what that is? Okay.
Well, I'm going to say God complex, just thinking you can fix everything, thinking like, you're able to help everybody if they're going through things, stuff like that.
Okay.
So I say that because last year, actually, no, it started in 2024. I had someone who was at the time a friend staying with me. And, it's like initially you hear one person's side of the story. So it's like, I heard what she was telling me about, why her previous arrangements hadn't worked. But then as time went on, I started to see for myself the other side. So there was a lot that transposed. She ended up staying with me for a year.
Exactly.
That's a very
time
long
for a house guest.
And then she also had an animal. And then it was a lot where funds were not being paid and things of that nature. There was no assistance around the house kind of thing. So, again, for me this year, the biggest I'm choosing me. And it's not even just me. It's just I'm choosing my household.
Your peace.
Right, for sure. Just, saying no. No is a complete sentence. If you ask why, because I said so. I don't need to give any sort of an explanation. I don't need to explain myself. I don't need to explain my reasoning. I said no. That's it.
Right.
All right. So what about you?
Ooh. When I decided to quit the nonprofit, that was when I was choosing me and putting all of my effort into a new lane where I could do my community work. And to be honest, I won't say be unchallenged, but where I could grow.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I could grow.
Yeah.
There's too many restrictions. I don't like restrictions. Baby don't like to be in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think it's important. I know that my flaws. I'm not saying I was perfect, but I will say that I knew better than to continue on because...
Where you're not wanted.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Very true.
So go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. People.
True. I was going to ask you to be petty. Like if you
that was petty.
Them. No. Did you hear what I said?
What, be petty and what?
And name them.
No. They're not going to get that from me. Guess what? Like today in our group chat, that I already see the downfall. You know what I'm saying? I already see the downfall. So you know what? I don't have to be petty because guess what? The Roman Empire is crumbling. That's all I'm going to say.
They going to come after me next because, look, you hear me? They going to come after me next because of this.
Who cares? Who cares?
Not I, said the cat.
Somebody's watching me.
Hey, y'all. Shout out to the nonprofit.
Listen.
You know who you are.
Living rent-free in their heads is all I dream about.
While you're still on their stuff.
Hey.
But anyway. So,
listen. What's more stressful, parenting or trying to be a well-rested adult, Lo?
Ooh. It's all ghetto. Ooh, that's a good one. Well, let me say right now, at this particular time, I would say being a well-rested adult. Because parenting, as of right now, we in cruise control. So it's like he knows I'm crazy. And he's not going to test those waters. So it's pretty even kill. Of course, you have those moments raising a teenager where they'll try to push the buttons, which is also expected because this is part of their growth.
Preaching to the choir.
Oh, for sure. But, it's still just, I would say, being a well-rested adult. I was just telling y'all off air, that I have been wanting to get my rest and needing to get my rest. So I've definitely been doing so. So, Yes, rest is essential.
I was going to say well rested, but I think I did a fairly good job at resting. But I think with 2025 parenting by far, because, I have a teenager and it's not just challenging. It's I'm not an overseer as a parent. I won't say I'm relaxed. I have rules, right? The three things I don't like is a liar, thief, and I forgot the other one. Liar, thief, and those are the two I could think of. But right now, and it's been a lot of that, a lot of lying, and for me, it's hard to really say that you know what, I love my son. But it's hard.
I was about to
it's
say,
hard.
but,
it's hard to love a teenager who is just trying to figure out who they are, as well as where they belong in the world, but also where they belong in their family, right? And I think I've done a pretty good job of being not only egalitarian, but not allowing, but empowering my children's voices.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely not raising my kids like I was raised, and I think we've had a conversation about that before.
For sure. See, mama don't raise no fool.
That's right.
All right, next question. What habit do your kids have that you swear you're breaking in 2026?
Gosh. Breaking their bad habits?
A bad habit that each of them may have.
Lying?
For both of them?
No.
I was about to say the oldest, yeah.
The youngest, she, sucking her fingers. I'm hoping, I don't think, we've been working on that since she was 8 months old. I'm trying. Maybe this will be the year.
But I was about to say, with that, I know it's not the most sanitary, but I was about to say that's really her coping mechanism, or that's what suits her, so I don't know.
Trying to find other ways that she can cope. Yeah. It's been, focusing on, let's do verbal, like let's, and talking to her. I found that if she's in like a soothing mode and it's like an argument or something, something happened, I'll have a conversation with her because then she's forced to take her fingers out to talk to me.
Yeah, that's true.
So what about you? What habit do Miles have? MJ have that you swear you're breaking in 2026?
My child has a problem. I
she had to take a pregnant
pause. Right? So he has this thing where he doesn't like picking up like right after himself. So it's like, sir, get your life together. And I'm trying to and I'm teaching him in a good way. Like even when it comes to like cooking, like if you clean up after yourself now, don't leave stuff in the sink. Like you can do it now. Yes. You don't have to do it later, even if it's just like rinsing it off and putting it in the dishwasher. We have a dishwasher. So it's not like you have to go like I did. I was the dishwasher of the house when I was a child.
Don't miss those days.
Not at all. I have a whole nother story for that, like hilariously. But just rinse stuff off. Put it in the dishwasher. The only thing I tell him that, of course, that he needs to wash like right then and there are like the pots and pans. But everything else, sir, you can rinse it, put it in the dishwasher, and then when it's full, start it. But he just doesn't want to do that. So that's something I'm like, we gonna get that down pat.
And you should make an inconvenience for him. That's what I do my kids when I've told them, hey, you need to put your rinse out your dishes and put it in the dishwasher. If I come back through and I see it there, guess what? Mama get petty. Internet goes off. Doors come off of the hinges.
Oh, I do that a lot. I'm going to tell you. And it's so funny because like he doesn't even realize it until like he might be in the middle of a game or something. And I have like the security lock on his phone for like the parental control. So I'll lock it in a minute. And I'd be like, didn't I tell you to do something? Or don't you need to do this? Yes, ma'am. And then he'll go do it. And then I'm like, all right, once you get everything done that I told you, then you can get these privileges back. But until then, nah.
I like that. I like that. I like that a lot.
I like it a lot.
So what's your most delusional goal that you still believe in because manifestation is free? Look, I can never say that word right the first time.
I'm about to beat you up.
Why?
Because that was supposed to be what I was asking you. But What's a goal that I believe in?
A delusional goal.
Well, look, I can say this is delusional to you.
Delusional, man. What?
Me finding love.
That's not delusional.
No. I'm just saying
because men don't. No love, labor. Hello.
No love, love.
I mean, I'm not saying there aren't men out there that do love, but I'm just gonna say they're,
far and few between.
They're under very few rocks. Let's just put that. You got to really look.
I'm about to say they're under the pebbles.
That's good. Listen, I'd rather mop the ocean than date. 10 toes down on that.
All right. So what about you? What's your most?
That I'm the main attraction. That I am the movie star. I am the feature star.
Ooh, it's the light.
And that has worked out for me for the majority of my life.
Satisfaction. Hollywood.
Yes. Because manifestation is free.
That part. It is.
If your love life had a New Year's slogan, what would it be?
If it had a New Year's slogan, it would be come one, come all, but come correct.
Okay.
Because I'm going to give everybody a chance. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because clearly my type hasn't been working. Mm-hmm. So I am.
What is your type?
My type is okay.
Man.
First of all, he has to have a beard. Like,
okay,
that's it. First, but that's not it. But still,
that's just the beginning. Okay.
Yes, that's mandatory. And then so I'm 5'10", so I would prefer that he's taller than me.
Okay.
And I like chocolate men, and kind of like not fat, but like
you got a little meat,
chunky.
Yeah, little Teddy Ruxpins
kind of type. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
And I like tattoos too.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it. I don't ask so much.
My love life would be it's gonna cost you.
Ching ching. Mm-hmm. I wish we had a what is the? I was gonna say I wish we had one of those little cha-ching.
Oh, like a slot machine or something. ATM.
Ching, ching.
Listen.
Show me the money.
Our engineer's on point today. Thank you, Big P.
Look, and I missed it.
Listen, here's the thing, though. Like, it has to be beneficial because I know, you know how they say if you give a woman a house, she makes a home? Literally. That's me.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not afraid to say exactly what it is I want. And like I said, it's going to cost you. And that gets the brokies away.
True.
I'm good.
And easily. Easily. Straight up. So I was going to say, so what else? Like, if you had to say, okay, it's all about me. Like, this is me. This is my spotlight, how you said earlier. Like, what else would you put in under that umbrella?
What do you mean?
Like, I'm saying just like in general, like making sure that it's all about you. I know you do a lot to focus on yourself, but like what, if anything, would you add anything else to what you've already been doing just to make sure that you have your peace and it's centered around you to make sure you're good, you're happy, you're healthy, all that stuff?
Well, just finding new and different ways to connect and bring together the community, marginalized community. That's really where my focus is. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, I guess that could fall under delusional, trying to get marginalized communities together. You know, again, I'll say this again. We are more alike than we are different, people.
That's true. And that's what I say. And even like, especially in areas like Richmond, where in certain areas there's a high population of African Americans, and it's like, you know, oh, I'm from this end, or I'm from this side, and they're like having all these issues. They'd be like, I'm going to quote my high school quote from my senior yearbook. Let's squash the beef and make hamburgers. But, you know, just, I mean, like you said, we're better together, you know, and it's just like, okay, all of this nonsense and all of this violence and everything is like, for what?
Well, I feel like 2026 is going to have some new marginalized people in this group. They're going to find out, you know, certain people are going to have their first ever apocalypse. Meanwhile, us as Black and brown indigenous people have had apocalypses several times over.
And we're going to sit back.
Yep. Like, where's my tea?
That part. Let me get it piping hot.
And on that note, we'll see you back after the break. Welcome back to Girl What Podcast. Yay. And we're going to jump right into the segment of the group chat got deep. And we're going to talk about the RVA Resolutions. Yeah. Okay. Look, I'm not a big fan of resolutions because, half the time when people make resolutions, they don't really keep them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and I also think it's also very capitalistic. This is not really the natural time to start over or renew. That's really in the spring. Yeah. We're on that, what is it, the Julian Caesar calendar or whatever you want to call it. Can't think of it, but, we should be renewing in spring where it's blossoming and it's
the equinox.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So, Lo, is there anything you feel that RVA or the surrounding counties could do better in 2026?
I would say continue building the community. And I say that because, of course, I'm a Chesterfield native, but when I was little, growing up, that's not something that I really saw. And I mean, even as children, we know, we know a sense of community. Let's be specific.
Which community, though?
And I'm speaking generally.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I am speaking generally because I will say, and again, I grew up in an area that was very diverse in Chesterfield. So it wasn't like it was a majority Black people or a majority white, Hispanics, anything like that. So when I grew up in a community where there was everybody. So I think, just now I left to go to college. And then when I came back, it was like, Richmond trying to be popping. And since then, it's continued to have more of a sense of community amongst everyone. So that's something that I do love, but I do also feel like there are still a lot of areas where we can still improve with bridging the gap of the different communities. Of course, it's wishful thinking because we do still have those who love to remind us that, Richmond was the capital of the Confederacy. But it's
people who don't have anything better to do with their life because they're hanging on to some sort of inferiority complex. Those people. Well,
But then also, you know what? And it's not even just that because as I've gotten older, I've even run into I'm gonna say the quotes, "all skin folk ain't kinfolk." To me, definitely. Again, growing up, that wasn't something that I really understood. Mm-hmm. But as I've gotten older, it's really been a shock for me to see it. So even for the Black people who are siding with these people who are consistently trying to remind everyone that, of what the past is. Yes.
Apparently they didn't read anything about Nat Turner and what they did to him.
Oh,
so I'm just going to...
Reading is fundamental.
Oh, of course, and it's free.
Not everybody knows how to read, unfortunately.
That's true. Well, I think it speaks to people who self-hate, right? And it's also a self-preservation, let me be Stephen and Django when you're up for fodder as well. Yep. Because that won't, you siding with them won't save you because many of these people are saying they hate you, and like I said, look, not my monkey, not my circus. If you're going to get caught out there, hey, that's when money and your, insecurities become the main focus, go sit on that lady's couch instead. That's all I got to say about that. Well, the thing that I think that RVA and the surrounding counties could do better in 2026, take away property tax, distribute the wealth.
For sure.
We're one of the oldest colony states. We can afford it.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I think when I think of Virginia, I think that it's very diverse, thankful to, Northern Virginia and Tidewater area, right? And also in the last, 20 years, that Richmond has become that way as well with, it always starts with the food.
Of course.
But I'd like to see communities coming together.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, we need to focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. How do you think it'll, what you said will help the 804?
I think it'll put it on an even larger scale because it's kind of going back to what you said. It's like clearly we're bouncing off of each other right now.
Mm-hmm.
But, the food scene has blown up.
Big bag,
Like,
big bag.
listen, I'm the president of the Big Bag Company, so don't listen.
Side note, don't need to sidetrack. But the other day, Karina said to Lil Brock, because he had gotten a whole chicken sandwich meal, and then he wanted an extra sandwich, and she's like, oh my God, he's a big back, and he's not even big. I was like, okay.
That's how it is.
Big back, big
Listen, and that's the thing. Like, I laugh because like I'm a self-proclaimed foodie now.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like, food brings people together.
It sure does.
Food brings different cultures together. I was about to say, if
Break bread.
listen, exactly. It's just like, everybody needs to eat to survive. So that's
right.
something that definitely can be built on off of community. So I know within the past few years that, Richmond has been featured in a lot of like national magazines and
TV
different things
shows,
like that,
yeah,
right?
medias,
For,
different
the food scene and how it's evolved over the years. So I feel like even with that, that could be that aha moment that we need as a city to say, hey, if others are coming here to check out our food scene, they're going to probably be checking out other things as well. Mm-hmm. So why not have that community come together so we can show them, hey, we're not just about food, like we're about community as well. And I think, I say this, but then I'm going to contradict myself as well, because I am starting to feel like, how you see those memes on social media, and it's like the big cities, we full, we don't have nobody, like we don't have no more room. Mm-hmm. I feel like Richmond is starting to get like that as well, because it's like, all of these apartments and everything is getting built up. It's like, where are the trees that I grew up seeing, So it's just like, while we love the fact that we're getting this national attention and it is allowing the communities to come together, it's also like, come visit, but don't stay. Like,
I think what it is we need to be more communal, right?
Yeah, true.
We have lost touch with the community and being communal because of, the hyper injection of individualism.
True.
And we're seeing that, that is the byproduct of being in a capitalistic society.
Yep.
We're in the middle of a bust right now. Mm-hmm. And I think we can seek refuge, in each other, right?
Yeah.
And not to be afraid of each other, because I've, seen different stories about, like, especially people who immigrate here and how they're told not to interact with Black people because they're this, they're that. You don't want to be associated with being Black. And then depending on what country they're from, there's colorism. So there's that on that end. Mm-hmm. It's time to educate yourselves and understand that, again, we're more alike than we're different.
Yeah.
And don't allow this. You have to understand what you're doing. Who does that benefit the most?
Yep.
Because it doesn't benefit the person doing it. Mm-hmm. It benefits the white delusion.
And then I was about to say, and then also a lot of people who may go against the grain. So it's like, just like a little kid. If somebody tells you not to do something, you're going to go do that, right? Mm-hmm. So in the situations where there are immigrants who are like, oh, people tell them not to go this place or not to go that place, that's immediately where they'll go. And then they'll be like, why did you tell me not to go here? Like, this is an amazing place, or the people there are awesome. Like, I felt very welcomed and this and that and the third. So it's still one of those things where it's like, again, like,
Can I ask you a question? Because I noticed this when we did the Kindness 62, and I'm a pretty good study of people, mm-hmm. and regardless of a language barrier, I think I can still kind of get a good discernment of people. But what is your take on, because it was a heavily Hispanic population that mm-hmm. came there, do you have a lot of Hispanic people that are part of your congregation?
We have a few, but then not even necessarily Hispanic. There are a lot of Spanish-speaking people. So within that, we are able to, get that communication out to them or things of that nature. So
when you say a few, what's the majority of your church, the demographic?
Mostly African-American.
Okay, so I find that very interesting how and there's no shade, but this is just my observation that a lot of these Hispanic people are lighter skinned or white facing, and they'll come for free stuff, but they don't want to interact with you. And I noticed that even when I had gotten a translator when we were doing the nonprofit, how a lot of these people were, especially the women, are very standoffish. And being able, I'll take this from you, but I won't be in community with you. And I think that speaks volumes.
I think, and I can't speak to before because I wasn't necessarily involved before, but with the person in office, I feel like he's also made it hard for them to feel comfortable because many of them...
I think it's bigger than him. It's the white delusion, because these people are coming from countries where colorism is a thing. You know what I mean? Like every place in the Americas is colonized by a white European slave owner, and so they implement the same mode of operandi. You know, so how do you get people disconnected from each other? You first cut them off from their indigenous roots, and then you implement white is right. And those cultures, it's colorism. I mean, we understand that because we know that in our own culture, but it's a little different because there's something like in Spanish speaking cultures, it's called it's something La Raza, but it means improve the race, meaning that as a Hispanic speaking person, you are supposed to marry or date or procreate with someone who is lighter skinned or white. So that comes out in the way they interact. And I don't think it's a language barrier.
And for the larger events, because it's open to the community, like with that, I think, yes, it is a lot more of the colorism issue. But like within the food pantry, I actually see a lot more people who are darker skinned. So it's like more Afro-Latinos that do come through. And I chuckle because it's like, of course, they look like me. And I'm speaking to them in English. And then they're like, no comprende. And so I laugh because I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I know enough Spanish to...
No, I mean, like you can use your iPhone.
Oh, no.
To...
I can have conversations with them. Like I'm conversational, like in Spanish. And so I chuckle because it's like most of them, once I start speaking to them, again, I'm not realizing that they speak Spanish, but then also they start asking me if I'm Hispanic because it's like I have the dialect down and I have everything down. But I'm like, no, like I'm from here, you know, born and raised. But again, it's a lot of Afro-Latinos that do come through the food pantry with their kids and everything like that. So I guess it also might depend on what's being offered. But I definitely do agree with what you're saying as well. Because yes, during our larger events, like, you know, that for kind of 62, with us doing the back to school stuff as well, it's, you know, the free hairstyles, free haircuts, free resources, all that stuff like that. Like, yes.
But that also shows that they benefit off of the things that we have done to get here, you know? And so my algorithm shows me what I like to see.
Yeah.
I will admit that. But a lot of the content I've seen is like there was this Asian guy. I think he might have, I don't know if he was a politician or he's at least involved in the social justice realm. And he was talking about how in the Asian community, they don't realize how much of the freedoms that they have is due to blacks in the civil rights. And I think it's the same way here, right? But I hear stories about how people are like, you know, once I heard about black people and what they were doing, like I realized I was being lied to. And I think that's what it is that in some way that people are being lied to. And it's a real shame because, again, it goes back to we're more alike than we're different.
Indeed. So, y'all, I am so excited that you are coming back to us after we, you know, had our little break. Again, Happy New Year. We want to thank y'all for joining us. Just as a recap, you know, today we talked about New Year's resolutions, not really making them. You know, we talked about, you know, ask each other some questions. Esther and I asked each other some questions regarding, you know, what we would do for ourselves, just kind of, you know, spotlighting our individuality and ourselves, what we're going to do in this year. And then we talked about the RVA resolution. So you know what? We wrapping it up and that's it.
Thank you for listening to
Girl, what?
Podcast.
See y'all next week. Stay connected to Girl What Podcast by following us online. You can follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Girl What Podcast. That's GURLWHETPODCAST. We'd love to keep in touch with you. Come on, keep talking with us. That's what we do, right? Mm-hmm. So we have our, reflections. If you have any questions, comments, or you yourself want to reflect on anything you've heard us talk about, please don't be afraid to hit us up. Again, you can hit us up in our DMs on Instagram, or if you want to comment under one of our YouTube posts, you're more than welcome to do so. Again, both of those handles are Girl What Podcast, GURLWHETPODCAST.
And you also have the option to leave us a voice memo in our DMs or leave us a voice message at 804-476-0905. Again, that number is 804-476-0905. And with your permission, we may feature it in a future episode. Your voice helps us shape meaningful dialogue on Girl What. So remember to stay in community. Remember to stay bold. And girl, keep talking.